Welcome back to Dwindling DS Diva. My name is Amber, and today we're going to talk about the dreaded insurance prerequisites. So, I actually just finished one of them today. I went and had my lab work done, and they took 12 vials of blood to do the long list of blood work that is needed for surgery. So, I got that out of the way. It's really important that you know that through this entire process, no one is going to do for you like you're going to do for you. So it's really important to be your own advocate and really try to push things along as best as you can in order to get everything done in a timely manner. I know that everyone's insurance requires different things for prerequisites. Some people are required to do doctor supervised weight loss and diets, as some of those can be a year or more, and so it can be a really long process to get approval for any bariatric surgery. So it's really important to make sure that you know what is required of you from your insurance, what is required from you from your doctor's office, and make sure that you're really proactive about getting all those things taken care of so that you can move the process along as quickly as possible. So BMI told me that they were going to request paperwork from my GP, my general practitioner, and I immediately went into one of the emails that they gave me, and I pulled the fax number off of that email, and I reached out to my GP and I said, so my bariatric surgeon's going to be calling, they're going to be requesting information from you, here's the fax number that you can send it to, this is the information that they need. And a while went by and BMI reached out to me and told me that they never received the paperwork. So I called my GP's office and I asked them, what was going on. And they told me that they had sent that information out, but BMI hadn't received it. So I actually had to call them back again and again, a third time, to get the process moving. And then I had been contacted by BMI and they told me we did receive the information, but they only gave us your weight for 2019. So it actually is required 5 years of weight through my insurance. And so I had to reach out to my GP again and say, I appreciate that you guys sent that information, but they required weight from every year that I've been with you, not just my most previous one. So after that, they finally got all that information over to BMI, and I then had to reach out to my previous GP because BMI told me that they weren't responding to the request that they had sent. So I had to reach out to them and motivate them to get the weights for 2016 and 2015 out to them so that I had the entire 5 years of weight. And once I did that, they finally received all of that information. Then I had to work on my psych eval as well. So for my psych evaluation, I was aware that they offered a psychiatric evaluation through BMI. They had someone from out of house that would do it for a flat $200. She did not take insurance. So I just want to point out that it's really important for you to make sure that you know what is required from your insurance for surgery, what is required from your surgeon's office for surgery, and do your homework. So if I had gone through the person that BMI has there for my psych evaluation, I would have paid that flat $200. But because I decided to do my research and look around and see what I could get through my insurance, I actually paid a lot less. So it's really important to make sure that you do all the legwork and check out all your options and everything, because you can save a lot of money, and the entire surgery and everything that's involved in it is really, really expensive. Especially if you're doing it out of your own pocket, I imagine it's a lot more expensive, but even through insurance it is. Because it's not just about the cost of the surgery, but there's a lot of other things that are involved too. You have to think of the prerequisites, which you have to get done. So like paying for lab work, paying for your psych eval, and then you also have to think about like the vitamins, everything that you're going to need post-op. So the process can be really expensive. The process can be really expensive. If you've noticed, I kind of use both of those words interchangeably. Fun fact, what I do for a living is I handle merchant accounts overseas in Canada, or internationally in Canada. So I tend to use both the American and the Canadian pronunciation of those words. So if you were ever wondering why I keep doing that, that is why. So make sure that you really look into everything. Get your best bang for your buck. Because, like I said before, no one is going to do for you like you. So after that, I found a psychologist and made an appointment with him. We met on the 7th of July, and about a little over a week went by, and I had reached out to BMI to see if they had received the psych evaluation yet, and they had told me no. So I reached back out to him and said, hey, they still haven't gotten the psych eval yet. What's going on? And he told me that he was going to need me to have to sign a release form so he could get that information over there. And that was actually the second time I called him. The first time I gave him the fax number to send it to, and then after it still didn't come back, that's when I called him. He told me I needed to sign the release forms. So I told him to send it to me via email because, again, this is during the whole COVID-19 pandemic, and I've been self-isolating since mid-March. I am high risk due to diabetes, my weight. So I've been really careful about what I do physically. So if there is anything that I can do online or via virtual visits, I do that way. So I had been meeting with both my surgeon and the psychologist via Zoom. And so he reached out to me and told me he was going to add a couple more things to my psych evaluation. After our first visit, I told him that I did want to continue to see him throughout this process. So we actually set up another appointment. So I met him again on the 23rd of July, and he added the other stuff that he needed to the psych evaluation. He told me that he would get that written up in the next few days, and we decided to have him email it to me directly so that we could bypass needing to have that release form signed. So a couple days after that, I received that information, and I was able to get that all sent off to BMI. So I had started the process of getting all that information over to BMI from the beginning of June. That's when I started with getting the information from the general practitioners and searching for someone to do my psych eval. And I had actually got that information over to them by the end of July. So it took 2 months just to get that information to them. So that goes to show you right there how long that process could have taken if I hadn't have been motivating everyone and doing all the legwork myself to get things done. And I know that everyone's insurance requires different things. Some insurances require these very lengthy doctors overseen weight loss diets and exercise plans. They can be like a year supervised or more. So the process can be very lengthy. So it's very important to look and make sure that you know what is required from your insurance, what is required from your practitioner's office, and get all that squared away so that everything does happen in a timely manner as best as possible anyways. So it took 2 months to do that. And then I did have to do some lab work that I just recently did. And that wasn't required for my insurance approval, though. That was required for my surgeon's office. So my approval had already been sent to my insurance company. There was one other thing that I had to do for the insurance approval through my surgeon, and we'll talk about that in my next video. But once I did get all that information together and I got that sent into the insurance for approval, it then took another 3 weeks for that approval to come back. So I didn't get the approval for the surgery until the end of August. And then after that, I had to wait for the scheduler to call to pick my date. And that took a while as well. So again, make sure that you are putting yourself first and really making sure that you're doing everything that you can to get this done as quickly as possible, and make sure that you're checking the prices on everything and doing the best things that you can for you. So I am so happy that you guys are following along this journey, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.